Hey, what's going on, guys? Rick with Rick's Toy Room. And it's been a while, but I figured I'd get on and talk about today. So I decided that before all the really cold weather hits Tampa and Orlando, we are in a hell of a cold spell right now. They're talking we actually might see zero point 0.2 inches of snowfall Sunday morning. So the next couple days are going to be brutally cold. I mean, it's been in the 30s waking up every morning. And then, like today, I was in Orlando and it went from, 34 degrees when I got up. I came home in just my t-shirt. It was like 73 on an average on the way home. So, I mean, it was really nice today. But so, yeah, I want to do a video about what we did today. So today, I decided again before the weather got super cold, I was going to go back to Orlando. I was going to go back to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and I was going to get more Lorcana promo cards, as well as I wanted to ride Rockin' Roller Coaster one more time before they shut down the first week of March. So, and it was really crazy too because yesterday the bassist for Aerosmith, him and his entourage showed up, and they rode the ride, took some photos with random guests, etc. And everybody was making a big deal out of it, and I'm like, dude, I really got to go ride Rockin' Roller Coaster one more time before it shuts down. So I took some time off work, and that's what I did. I went to Disney and basically almost rope dropped Epcot. So rope drop is when you get there and you're basically in the park waiting queued up to get into the park as soon as they open / drop the rope and let everyone in. I got there like 9:45. So got in, and last time we did this, I showed you how we opened the treasure trove box, and I actually went through and built as many of the sets as I could. So they, collectors were sharing all of their collector guides, and on the bottom corner it tells you what guide number this is. So I took and downloaded all the guides that were available out of the 29 that are out there that were shared with the Facebook group. And I built as many sets as I could so that I could go to the park, get the quest book, and hopefully not have to deal with the trading and loose cards and all this nonsense. Well, knock on wood, my first set was actually quest number 14. And quest 14 were the Mulan, Yasma, the Emerald Coil, and Restoring the Heart. This is quest number 14. And I had that whole set already completed. So it was really nice. I walked up. I was like, hey, can I have my quest guide? They gave it to me. I opened it. It said 14. Pulled out a pocket full of cards, and I took, stack like this with me. And the top half of the stack was basically all the quest cards needed, and then just random extra cards. Found quest 14, did the stickers, went and bought a treasure trove. Well, technically, I bought two. And then I went and immediately redeemed the first quest guide, which gave me Donald Duck, Rapunzel, Donald Duck, Rapunzel, and then buying the trove gave me Stitch. So I locked down a first set really fast. Now, the quest guides are supposed to be one per guest, and so yes, I did kind of break that rule because I went and got me a second quest guide. But after getting the second quest guide and seeing what we had, so quest 15 was Peppa, Metagrel, Fidget, the Beagle Boys, and Hero Hamada. This is quest 15. I had 3 of the 4 of those, so I had to trade for Hero, which luckily I sat down, a couple sat next to me. They were going through their binder full of cards, and I was like, hey, are you looking for one? They're like, yeah, we need the Cybug. I'm like, dude, I got 3 of those. Here you go. They're like, what do you need? I was like, I really need the Hero. They're like, yeah, we got you. Gave me it. Second set done. Did the stickers. Again, I'd already bought the second trove box at one shot, so I had my 2 stitches. I went and traded in the second quest book, but this time I actually went all the way over to Morocco to trade it in. And in Morocco, they basically took one of the old lounges and they turned it into the Lorcana lounge, and I've got photos of that here. It was really, really neat, but they didn't have no AC on. It was super hot in there. And when I got in there, I saw like 4 or 5 people in front of me just trading in like piles of quest books. And I'm like, well, I don't feel so bad about getting a second one. But at the same token, if I realized they would have done multiples at one shot, I'd have just traded both of them in at the front of the pavilion, and I had to walk 5 miles around, the lagoon. But with that said, I was able to lock down, and I'm going to put all these together. I was able to lock down 2 sets, and then while I was kind of just messing around at the Lorcana Lounge, I saw a bunch of lady with 2 kids, and she kept telling her son, and he couldn't have been more than probably 8 or not, maybe 7 or 8. She's like, well, go ask them if they're trading, see if they've got the card you need. And I'm like, what do you need? I was like, I've got an entire stack of cards here. Most of the sets are I probably had 4 complete sets plus most of the other sets. And so they're looking through it and they're picking cards. And the kid's like, okay, well, what do you want to trade? And I'm like, you don't have to trade me, buddy. I'm like, it's all yours. You can have it. And he's like, wait, what? But what do you want to trade? I'm like, no, you can have it. He's like, what? I was like, you can have it. And he's like, what? His mom's like, he's really excited to trade. I'm like, give me a random card, but you don't have to. I'm giving you this for free. So he's like, oh, okay. So then he started going through the cards, and then his little sister came over and she started going through the cards. And I mean, they were doing this for about a good, it was probably about 20 minutes. And I'm like, I have my sets. I no longer want to go back to Disney to get any more of these. I have no need to continue to collect these at this point. I've got a set for me. I've got a couple sets that, I'm basically going to send all 6 of these, 9. So I'm going to send all 3 sets in to get graded. Whatever the best grade is, I'm keeping. I'm going to put the rest on eBay. Have a nice day. So I was like, you know what? I was like, guys, enjoy the cards. Use these to trade for more stuff. Have a great day. And they were all excited, right? Because I gave them a pile of cards like that. Earlier, when I did my first set, I was sitting outside of the, I don't even forget what they call the building now, but it's basically where they do the Lorcana distribution at the front of Epcot. And again, this guy, his wife, and their 2 kids sit down, and people are asking if they want to trade, and they're looking for cards, and they're checking stuff out, and they didn't know how to get Stitch. They're like, hey, how do you get the Stitch card? So I was telling them about the trove boxes, and my kid's like, well, do you want to trade? I'm like, well, I don't know what you're looking for. I have what I need, but here, take a look. So he started going through my pack, and I'm like, you can have whatever cards you want. And the kid got really excited. So him and his dad were just going through the pile, and I mean, they took a good portion, and I don't care. I'm not collecting Lorcana anymore, at least not the base sets, right? Like if I can get my hands on the promos, cool. If I just happen to run across some cards and hit an enchanted, great. But it was really fun, more so just to help out some of the other collectors. I mean, I traded a couple cards with some people in line when I was getting the trove box. There were 2 really older ladies that were in the Trader Pavilion, and they were asking, okay, well, how do you get the free card? Because they didn't understand. And from what I gather of talking to them, it sounded like their daughter or granddaughter had sent them to Disney or sent them up to the front of Epcot to collect the guidebooks, because guidebooks run out. They have a limited set every day, and by about 11 o'clock, they're gone. So what I gathered after talking to them were they were sent in to get the guidebooks, because once you have these, the rest of this falls into place really easy. They're like, well, I'm trying to get the free thing. And nobody at Disney really could take the time to explain it to them. Like, the lady's like, yeah, you just go up there and you get one. And she didn't explain what the hell one was. And she really didn't want to spend the time because there were a ton of people trying to buy trove boxes and get their free Stitch card. So I said, step aside. I'll explain it all to you. So at this point, I'd already completed my guidebook. I'd already bought my troves. So I was like, okay, first and foremost, there are 3 total promo cards, which it sounds like they didn't know or they didn't understand. I was like, so how you get your promo cards? And I walked them through it. You buy a trove, you get Stitch. That's going to cost you $50, but that is the only time you have to pay for anything of this event. And then I continue to walk them through it, right? I was like, okay, you're going to go back to the walkway. You're going to see the big blue stand. You're going to ask for your book. They're going to give you the book, and it comes with the sticker pack. It comes with a free pack of cards. And then I showed them, okay, here's the 4 cards. This is how you get Donald Duck. And then if you do your little sticker walkthrough, you fill out these stickers, you get the Rapunzel. So those 2 cards are free, but there's very unlikely you're going to get all 4 of these cards in the book. But when you get your free pack, you can trade with all the other people. And then they're like, yeah, and they're like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, now we understand what these things do and how to get the cards and how many. I was like, but you need to hurry up and go get these because this is what sells out. And I guarantee you that's really what your daughter or granddaughter's wanting you to get so that she doesn't miss them. I was like, she probably knows all the rest. You're fine. So about 5 minutes later, I get back in line. I buy my trove boxes, whatever, and I'm standing outside. She goes, what's the box actually do? So then I explained to her all the things that come in the box, what they mean, what they're for. And I mean, they were really excited. They were like, okay, now we understand this. We can do this. And they're like, you're the only person that's been able to explain this in a way that we understand and that we know what the hell's going on because nobody at Disney can do that. I'm like, half of them probably don't even understand what the hell's going on, but I got you. We've already done this a few times. No worries. So they were happy. They went, they got their granddaughter or daughter, whoever the hell it was, their books. And I'm hoping they got their 3 promo cards today. Maybe, maybe not. But so that was my day at Disney. That was Epcot. I got the promos, got that. The first thing I did, as soon as I got my first promo set done, got me a cup of coffee, got me a freaking Cinnabon, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get my second set done, got the second set ready, and I was like, I'm going to go, turn these into Morocco. So as I was walking through the pavilions, I was like, you know what? I didn't do a lot of eating or drinking last time. I mean, I had a few, but not a lot. So I hit a bunch of the pavilions, and all I did was like snack, man. I had hit France again, so I gave me another of the orange chocolate eclairs, the crab cake, because I was like, I need something other than sugar, because a lot of these events now are like sweet desserts and Moscatos and wines or whiskeys. And I'm like, I'm going to have some wines, I'll have some Moscatos, I'm going to have some snacks, but I want like actual food, not just like desserts. I hit one of the pavilions, one of the pop-up stands, and I don't even know which one it was, but it was like an Italian one. They had like this little, and I'll actually look it up and do a screenshot. Actually, I'll show you the photos. But it was like this little, almost like a lasagna, but it was like it had like a couple noodles, and then it had like a piece of like really soft cheese, and then it had like a meat sauce. Oh, it was so good. But it was only that big, like the size of like a Munchkin donut. I'm like 2 bites and it was gone. But I had that paired with the Moscato, and that was good. Walked a few more, checked out a few more stands. Then I hit France, ate some stuff at France. And I was like, okay, got all this done. I did all my trading. I gave away all my cards. And I was like, all right, time to go. Like, I need to go ride Rockin' Roller Coaster. So originally, because where Morocco is at, it's at the back of Epcot's lagoon, the back of the World Showcase. And it's right there next to France. And right there is where you can hop the Sky Rail. You can get the freaking Sky Lift and take it over straight shot right into Hollywood Studios. Well, not only did I have this entire bag of crap, but I found out that they shut down the Sky Rail. So I'm like, good thing I didn't try to do that. I was like, I'm just going to put all this stuff in the car, drive to Hollywood Studios, do Rockin' Roller Coaster, and get the hell out. So that's what I did. I left Epcot, jumped in the car, locked all this stuff up, went over to Hollywood Studios, and I was like, I need to do Rockin' Roller Coaster before they close. So got a bunch of photos there. One last ride. Got in the queue, and met this old couple, shooting the breeze with them, blah, blah, blah. And then turned around, and we get into the ride. And finally, like, if you've never been on a Rockin' Roller Coaster, like, it's a very organized line up to when you go into what used to have like an Aerosmith little show that you'd watch, and then you walk into a second queue, and then that queue, basically they just crammed everybody into a room, and then you kind of like try to keep your group together as you like manage 500 people through a door to get into the next actual organized line to get onto the ride. So we get up to the queue line, they dump us in, I lose the group that I'm hanging out with talking, and I get in line, they put me in the very last car, which if, again, you ride roller coasters, that's always the fastest car. So I'm like, yes, I'm going to get a super fast ride out of this, because you got all the inertia of, the cars in front of you pulling you through the ride. They sit me next to this guy, and I think he was like, I don't know, French or I don't know, but he didn't speak English really well. And it was funny. He sat down, he's like, okay, yeah, we're going. I was like, okay, you rode this before? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right. And then I was like, I'm scared, hold me. And he looked at me and he started busting out laughing. And I like to fuck with strangers, I really do. So he was laughing, I was laughing. He put his glasses down, and I'm like hands-free the whole ride because this ride is, at this point, I know it so well. It's easy. He's grabbing on and he's, and we're just screaming and laughing. And I mean, we're just having a great time. And the ride only lasts a minute and a half. So we turn around and the ride gets done and high fives me. And I'm like, yeah, great ride, bro. Have a great weekend. Got my photo. So here is my last ride for Rockin' Roller Coaster while it's still Aerosmith. It will shut down in March, and then it will come back as Muppets. I think it's still going to be called Rockin' Roller Coaster. It's just going to be the Muppets now. So whatever. But with that said, what I really want to do in this video is let's crack open the trove boxes. So I know I'm not collecting Lorcana, and I could easily probably sell the booster packs or whatever, but I want to see if we have some luck and hit an enchanted out of one of these two boxes. So let me clean up my staging area here just a little bit, put all these cards back together. Good. What I want to do is I'm going to send these out to get graded, and then when they come back, I want to actually maybe 3D print a display that will hold the 3 promo cards in cases, and then have the quest guides with the 4 cards that built it. I think it'd be a cool little display. So, and now that I've got the H2D back up and running, another video, another problem, I should be able to print something big enough to make this display. And if not, I'll go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and I'll build something. Doesn't matter. But that's the plan. Now, with that, and now that I've got my staging area all clean, let's open up a trove box and let's get to it. Most of this crap I'm just going to literally throw away because I've already have one of these trove boxes. I don't need more dice, more counters. All I'm looking for is a lucky break, hit an enchanted, something I can sell on eBay or grade and stick on the wall. I don't need any of that nonsense. I will say, though, Disney's partnership with Ravensburger and this idea of making this a social event in the parks really, really, I think, had a great turnout and a great boost to the game. I still wish I learned to play this stupid thing. Maybe I will one of these days, now that it's summer, go to the local card shop and see if I can find somebody that will sit down and teach me. Like, trying to play this game with people that play it competitively, like, I watch the game and I can't keep up with how fast that they're processing the cards and all the things. So, but seeing all the kids that were, trading the cards and really getting into, this is my favorite character. The one kid's like, I only collect the cool ones. That is such a kid thing to say. I only collect the cool ones. Well, the cool ones to you are not the cool ones to me, but at the same token, you understand what that means to you. And the kid's dad was laughing his ass off. He's like, yeah, the cool ones. And honestly, like, it just really reminded me of growing up when I didn't really collect baseball cards. I didn't collect sports cards. I was not into sports as a kid. My grandpa would take me to go see the Tigers all the time. But I really didn't care about sports. But I loved collecting trading cards of, like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie cards from 1990, or Turtles 2 from 91, Batman from 89, the Turtles cartoon cards. I love collect the X-Men Flair 95. Like, I love collecting those cards, getting a set, and reading about the characters and the stories, and reading how they showed you the entire movie across 88 cards, and they explained the entire plot and all the things that were going on, and you understood the movie through 88 cards, right? Like, I just love collecting cards, and it was really fun to see, like, everyone get excited about what they got in their free packs or what they got in the trove boxes or trading with people. It was really, really refreshing to see something that is not an iPad or an iPhone game or a Nintendo Switch in some kids' hands, completely ignoring everyone around them and being very interactive with people. It's just amazing. I don't know if we're going to go through every single card like we did last time. I think we're just going to kind of jump to, what the foil was. So we've got a Candlehead common. There's a legendary, which I didn't realize. I've been out of the game since Series 2, but I didn't realize that the legendaries were basically embossed cards. And I had a bunch of people lose their shit on me on the Facebook group when I was like, yo, have you guys seen this? This looks like an error. They're like, where you tell me you've never collected since Series 5. I'm like, look, douchebag. Like, I don't need your nerdism. Like, get off my nuts. I ended up giving the one kid the legendary blue that I had. I mean, I may pull those out of these packs and set them aside. They may be worth something. I don't know, but at this point, I'm just looking for enchanteds. Let's see what kind of high end we pull. Another legendary, Lady Tremaine. So hit a legendary there. We had the legendary, the Queen, the last pack. So that's really cool. Good to see. Anything else in here? Probably not. I had one couple. They were like, "Are you trading?" I'm like, "No, I'm just kind of giving away cards." Well, I'm looking for this Snow White, the unbeatable. And I'm like, "Lady, I don't play this game. Like, I don't know what that Snow White is, but I guarantee you if I had it, somebody's already taken it." I was like, "Cool that you play and you're, you know, which cards are really super rare and worth a lot. I don't care. It's not an enchanted that I can use for, you know, putting on my display for a wall or flipping for, make some of the money back from buying the trove boxes. I don't care." So, and again, I know that's going to upset a lot of people. Like, why do you collect the cards and why did you take two of the cards? Because I wanted the promo cards. They're cool, and they're definitely going to be worth something later on. I am a collector. I collect to resell and make money and pay for my habits, pay for the arcade machines. Like that's what I do. Just a standard cold foil comment on that one. There's nothing spectacular there. Anything worth a damn? Yeah, I don't know. Like I've got to go through. I boxed everything up because I was getting ready to move, or thought I was going to get ready to move and sell the house. So I boxed up all my Series 1, Series 2. I'm hearing there's quite a few cards in there that may be worth a small fortune. And then obviously now this Snow White card I need to look for. But one of these days I'll actually get them all probably put into a spreadsheet, and I'll just have Chat GPT track the value of everything, see if there's anything worth the darn. Just a regular cold foil. Some super rares. Or rare. I don't know if it's a super rare. I'm not even gonna, like I said, look through these. I will dig through them later off camera because we've already ran about 22 minutes, so I just want to get through the pack openings with you guys, so you can see what if anything we got out of the trove boxes. It'd be really nice. Like I've seen people hit enchanteds out of the free packs that were connected to the quest books. I've seen people pull enchanteds out of the trove boxes. I'm hoping to get that lucky. There's the hero. I could have used that earlier. Let's put that down. Nothing worth jack there. But all in all, like I said, I think I really hope Disney continues this this program. I would love to see them continue some kind of Lorcana events in more of the upcoming festivals, like Festival of the Art. Well, this was Festival of the Arts, but Food and Wine, or another common foil, Food and Wine, or you know, Food and Wine. What's the other one? They do the Flower and Garden. I mean, I'll tell you right now. I mean, it had me back here twice now in the same month just to get some more of these promos, and the amount of people that it drew into the park to get these cards and the amount of trove boxes they sold. I mean, Ravenburger alone could turn around and sell trove boxes by the buttload by making a freaking promo card they give out at Disney. Like, come on. There's a rare cold foil. Is that a legendary? It is. So there's another legendary. I'll take that one. I'll just make a whole collection of legendaries and maybe take them to the local shop and either get, store credit for more packs or sell them on Card Trader or whatever. I don't know. Send them in to get graded and flip them on eBay. Why not? I don't even know if legendaries go for anything. Like I said, I don't collect cards a lot. Like I love to collect cards because they're basically gambling. Uncommon foil. Like they're, especially like the basketball cards where you can get a SIG card, and I was doing a bunch of pack breaks for a while on Whatnot and all of that nonsense. But I'm like, here's the problem. I buy them, and if I don't get them graded immediately so I can put them somewhere, all I do is I put them in a drawer. They sit in a pile, and then I realize I have them sitting there, and I'm not going to do anything with them. I look them up. The value isn't worth my time to put them on eBay, and I just throw them in the garbage. Like, I've spent so much money on trading cards and collecting them, and then I throw them away. I'll hold on to them for a couple years, and they'll just be a pain to move, and I'll toss them. I don't know. Just my Yasma. It's just what I do. But if I get them graded, then I put them on display, or they go on eBay, or, you know, they'll sit here and at least do something more than just sit in a drawer. Last time when I had this room built, I have my my D23 membership, my first membership plaque, the collectible statue, the figures, all the cool freebie stuff they give you for D23 members, and this really nice display of my pin sets. And I had my Lorcana cards graded. I had like 3 enchanteds. I had them graded, and then I had them mounted up to the wall. So, I mean, again, I want to kind of do that. I'd like a cool display there. Just a common foil. Really like to hit an enchanted in one of these packs. We're halfway through. I think we just cleared out the first set of packs from the first trove box. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So we've already cashed, because I think there's 8 packs in here? Yeah, 8. So if there's 6 here, I've already cashed an entire box plus 2. And so far, nothing super cool, man. I mean, a handful of legendaries, but I really want an enchanted. That would really kind of set my day off. Let's see. Survey says, I mean, at this point, I've already found almost 4 more sets of the cards. Oh, there's another legendary. This is Mickey Mouse Inspirational Warrior. So they actually did this card as the first D23 promo, which I think that's why, and then the foil's just a comment. I think that's why so many people had really got mad about what I've heard recently, where they were going to release a bunch of cards that they said they would never reprint. And it's getting very much like Magic, where Magic, I guess, recently did that as well. So a lot of people are kind of turned off, or at least the hardcore people are very turned off on some of the re-releases of these cards. Me, I'm going to be like that little kid. I like the cool ones. I'll keep my Peter Pans. I'll build me a pirate set. I tried to build me the 101 Dalmatians deck just to say I did it. I know it doesn't play for anything, but another rare Queen of Hearts uncommon foil. Queen of Hearts is kind of a cool card. Almost looks like a spawn. All right, we are down to 3 packs. I don't know if we're going to hit anything worth the darn. Oh, yep, 3 packs. But, hey, it was worth a shot, and it was a fun video. You guys got to hear about another day at Disney and how I do Disney. The old couple that I was talking to at Rock and Roller Coaster, they're like, "Are you here alone?" Yes, and I love it that way. I like having friends to go with and doing things, especially with people that haven't gone to Disney, like either haven't been to Disney before or haven't been to Disney in a very long time, or it's hey, I want a vacation, I want to ride this new ride. It's really fun to see some of this, some of my friends get really excited for something new. But for me, it's as much as I like being with my friends to do that and share the time with and hang out with, I also really love just going to the theme park alone. I can eat what I want, I can ride what I want, I can stay as long as I want, I can leave as short as I want. Anybody that is I can't believe, I don't like to go to the parks alone, or how could you go to the parks alone and have fun? I love it. I really, really love going to the parks alone. It just lets me do whatever I want and enjoy Disney the way I want to enjoy it. And there is a rare foil, Mulan. So, looks like we're on our last pack, unless this is a really, really lucky pack. This turned out to have 4 legendaries, one of which was a foil, and handful of other random cards. Survey says, boo, not even a legendary. Double Trouble in a foil. I tried to make a master foil set of the first set that I did of Series 1. So to make a master set of Series 1, you have to have 4 of every card plus the foil. And I almost did it. I mean, I spent a ton of money on Series 1, and then I was like, I don't know how to play the game. This isn't really fun, and I don't want to keep spending the amount of money I was spending buying all those cards. So, granted, I did hit a few Enchanteds, and it was really cool to see those. And I may go back and build an Enchanted set, and my ADHD may say now that I have these promos to go through and buy all the Enchanteds and buy all the promos, it will cost me a small fortune, but I'm going to do it. All right. With that said, the other thing, real quick, tomorrow I'm going to be running float security at Gasparilla for the Buffalo Soldiers, because of course I've got some coworkers that are Buffalo Soldiers and need the help. So myself, Dusty, my boy Chris, and one of his friends have all volunteered to help cover 4 of the 7 positions they need to be able to walk the float. So tomorrow morning we're going to be doing that, freezing our nuts off down in Tampa on Bayshore. And then when that's done, we're going to come back, and FedEx has or will be holding my Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt set. So if you're following along Facebook and on Instagram, you know that I posted that we got selected, and that's coming in tomorrow. So we're going to do an opening of that. But I will talk more about the selection on that video. But for now, as always, like, subscribe, follow. Thanks for hanging out with me in cracking packs. Again, let's show off the, what was it, 5 legendaries? 4 legendaries that we hit. Mickey Mouse, the Radigan, the Queen, and the foil legendary Lady Tremaine. So, that's it, guys. All right, we will get at you next video. Come back tomorrow because, like I said, we are going to be unboxing the Super Treasure Hunt set, and that should be really fun. Should be a fun video to do, and it'll be really cool to look at all those cars. Talk to you then.